cheese!
Yes!
Mario All Startup, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers Cross Tekken. Gerard, that doesn't make any sense.
Welcome to a brand new episode of The Completionist, and today guys we are moving forward in our All-Stars collection pack. We are actually taking out two games today because, well, these two games are very much the one same game. These games also are incredibly iconic to this franchise, and everyone has played one, if not both of these games. So let's go ahead, let's get some coins, and let's really dive into that classic we all know and love.
Super Mario Brothers, the beginning of gaming for many. Behold, the first game I've ever played in my entire life. My dad refused to buy me any other game until I completely finished Super Mario Brothers, as it was bundled with the NES. And when I was 3, my dad would take me with him to work, and he'd let me take the NES with me, and I would hook it up to an old tube TV and just keep playing. The perfect game for a young gamer that would eventually turn into a guy with a beard who would get a college degree and complete games.
But Batman, isn't this game overrated? Why not review the actual original? Why are you reviewing two games? Do you speak any other languages?
No, this game isn't overrated. I'm reviewing this one because it's on the All-Stars pack. I'm reviewing both because, yes, ultimately the gameplay is the exact same, and no, I don't speak any other languages, but I wish I had.
You actually answered my question this time.
Now, we all know the story of this game, but for those of you who don't know, Mario and his brother Luigi, a couple of plumbers, must travel their way through the Mushroom Kingdom in order to find Princess Peach, who's been kidnapped by the evil King Koopa himself, Bowser. Whether it's in the water or if you're in an underground tunnel, your goal is to platform your way through 8 of Bowser's castles to find the princess. Simple goal, simple plot, simple gameplay, a simple game that's, well, simple.
Simply brilliant!
Its popularity is unprecedented like any other game. This game single-handedly saved the gaming industry, at least in my opinion. Now, if you all saw my Mario 2 review, you'd know that the Mario 2 in the USA is different than the one in Japan. Oh, you forgot? Greg?
Doki Doki Panic is a game that was copied over and turned into Mario 2 because the original Mario 2 was too damn hard for the American market, according to the Japanese, even though they released Mario 2 as Mario the Lost Levels.
He still got it.
I sure do.
The story in Mario 2 is the exact same because, well, Mario 1 and Mario 2, or The Lost Levels, ultimately is the exact same game. But the subtle differences clearly define the uniqueness of these two games. If you're an avid gamer, you already know the differences between the old version of these games and the All-Star versions of these games, obviously being both visually and musically different. I said it before and I'll say it again, every game on this pack acts as an HD version upgrade, to me at least, for all of the earlier Mario games.
I prefer Sonic.
Well, see Greg, you grew up Sega and I grew up Nintendo.
Yeah, but still, I prefer Sonic.
Probably because you grew up playing Sonic. Let me try this way, Greg. If you grew up your whole life eating Chex and suddenly I give you Kix, while you maybe actually like Kix, in the end, Chex would be your ultimate favorite.
I still prefer Sonic. I love Chex Mix though, brah! Chex Quest!
This is what I mean by an HD upgrade. Sprites have been updated, the revitalized versions of the classic music sounds phenomenal, and the backgrounds are rendered so unique and different that it ultimately feels as if you were playing a brand new game.
But you're not! The game is the exact same!
Now call me old-fashioned or call me whatever you want, but if I had my way, I would make sure that every game console came with this game. For retro gamers, obviously the originals are all you need, but for the newer generations, they would probably dig the nice reworks of this game. I think it's incredibly important to have played this game to understand any aspect of gaming. Simplistic yet difficult, difficult yet rewarding, rewarding yet timeless.
When you want to show people that you're the boss at video games, the only game that needs to come bundled with any console. It's rewarding, yet timeless. Super Mario Brothers. Buy it today for $1 million.
Now before I begin, it's important to note why Nintendo decided to have Mario 2, or The Lost Levels, be the same game as the originals. They wanted to challenge the gamers again without making it too different.
When you say challenge, holy crap, do you mean challenge?
In essence, Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels are almost the exact same game. The difference? The difficulty between the two is night and day. The Lost Levels is 3 times more difficult than the original. Longer levels, more complex ways of platforming, you get the gist. Anyone who lives under a rock would know that Super Mario Bros. Is the platformer that practically launched the career of Nintendo, let alone revitalized gaming. Out of the 8 worlds, there's actually 4 levels per world. Levels range from your standard Mushroom Kingdom to water levels to underground warp zones, and to round it off, each 4th level has you traveling into one of Bowser's castles. We all know how to play Mario, or at least I hope you do.
No comment.
All you need to do is run from left to right. Back in the day, there were only 2 buttons to get what you needed to do. There's the A button to make you jump, and the B button to help you run. Avid Mario players know to basically hold down the B button the entire time. One of the wonderful things about these games is the subtle emphasis on secrets. By avidly jumping around, hitting blocks with your head, you can reveal all types of secrets. For instance, there's the mushroom, which makes you bigger, you can take an extra hit, run a little faster, and jump a bit higher. There's the star that makes you invincible, the fire flower, which lets you throw fireballs from your hands, and the green mushroom, which gives you 1 extra life, or the iconic term, 1-up. In Mario 2, or The Lost Levels for us here in the States, they've added a purple mushroom that actually is poisonous. This is actually a great change because while you always expect to get mushrooms in the originals, it's always nice to keep you on your toes when you find that purple shroom.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I need to get a shroom. Ah, yeah, here we go. Yeah. Whoop. Poison! Well, that's unfortunate.
In regards to exploration, there's actually many secret bonus areas you can enter in one of 2 ways. You can find them via beanstalks by hitting blocks, or by going down these green warp pipes, which by the way, if you were me when you were a kid, you tried to go down every single pipe. Doing these things will possibly grant you a shortcut and maybe even a power-up. There was always something so satisfying about finding these shortcuts because they feel as if they were not meant to be found and yet you did find them. Incredibly fulfilling.
Yeah!
Now jumping really quickly back to secrets, at the end of some levels you can find warp pipes that will actually let you skip whole worlds altogether. If you do this correctly, you can jump to the very end of the game in less than 3 minutes, but for the purpose of this video, I played both games without any warp pipe usage. Now Nintendo decided to mess with us again when it comes to the Lost Levels. In the Lost Level versions of this game, you will actually find hidden warp pipes, but instead of rewarding you for finding them, they actually take you back a few worlds. So when you think you're ahead, you're actually forced to go very far behind.
Nintendo Mind Games!
When you reach the end of the level, you'll know you're getting close because you will scale up a ramp and you'll see a flagpole most of the time. If you reach the very top of the flag, you will get a very high score bonus, which sometimes can result in a barrage of fireworks. But sometimes for me, I actually would jump over the flag.
Glitches with Old Man Snitches. Back before I became so interested in Diablo lore at Tristram High, I was actually point guard for the basketball team. I could jump higher than any other demons that we ran into. I could jump from demon chasm to demon chasm without any hitch along the way. Over the flag we go. I broke my hip.
There is a change in the Mario All-Star versions of these games that I appreciate, but at the same time, feel a little indifferent about it. In the originals, when you got game over, you had to start from the very beginning of the game. Nintendo thought these games were a little too difficult, as they were, but they went ahead and they let the player start at the beginning of the world they just started in. And in the Lost Levels versions, you actually start from the beginning of the level you were actually on. Now again, I really appreciate this function, but I really feel that the experience of that old school style of gaming is kind of lost, so I suggest playing the old ones first. Running and jumping together at the same time is one of the most important gameplay mechanics that first-time Mario players will probably forget. A lot of moments in this game create a lot of fear or doubt in your mind as a gamer. But here's the situation. There's probably a hidden block nearby to get you to your goal, or you need to be stellar at running and jumping at the same time. Even till this day, this is incredibly tough to master, considering that you need to perform your running and jumping maneuvers together perfectly, or else you'll do one of these weird slow motion jumps that ultimately mean you mess up and die.
No! No! Oh no!
unfortunately it happens more than I'd like to admit. Almost every iconic enemy from the Mario franchise stems from this game. The Koopa Troopas, the Goombas, to even my favorite, the Cheep Cheeps.
Flying fish? Ah, that's cheap. Ha! I get it, oh, damn, that was cheap.
I don't care how good one is at this game. The Hammer Brothers are always rough to go up against. Just when you think you figured them out, they'll always get you good. Starting out, there's not too many of them, but when you get to the end of the game, they're all over the place and they'll stop you dead in your tracks.
That is, unless you can do the Hammer Brothers Mambo. Mambo!
This right here is the first castle in Super Mario Bros. Pretty easy, right? To defeat Bowser, all you need to do is jump over him or run underneath him when he jumps and grab that axe. And when you grab the axe, it causes the bridge to fall, so Bowser goes into some awesome lava. And when you walk to your right, you are then greeted with Toad, who tells you the infamous phrase of, "Sorry, our princess is in another castle." So let's say you're insane like me and you did this 8 times, and trust me, it wears on you after a while. The 8th castle is the most difficult, yet the most awesome. Plenty of difficult jumps to deal with, and a lot of different little environments that you have to handle as well. So boom, we killed him, he's done, you saved the princess, oh awesome, yeah, we did it, alright.
Gerard, it says try it again on a harder difficulty.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, oh, how could I forgot, okay, yeah, this game has a harder mode when you finish it. So, another 8 worlds. No biggie, I can do that. Beat the game again in a harder setting? Yeah, I got this. Running, 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 boom, boom, done! Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I get to make out with Peach. With who? The Peach. She's so damn hot for a 16-bit chick. Oh yeah.
Gerard, you also have to beat all the Lost Levels version.
Damn it! I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this! Boom! What? Dump, bow, yeah! This game is done, got no more left, yeah!
Gerard, you actually have to beat World 9, which you just unlocked by beating the game without using warp pipes, and then you have to beat the harder mode for the Lost Levels.
Oh, you gotta be... The final,
Pretty sure it's the final castle.
Final castle. This castle is without a doubt the most difficult. It pulls a lot of weird tricks on you, takes you outside of the castle, then you're in a bonus area, and then you have to get past Bowser, but that's not actually Bowser, it's another Bowser, so you have to, you know, get past him, because there's another Bowser, and then you beat the game.
And after all this time, Mario finally gets some nice action. Look at his face. Gerard, are you crying?
Why would I be crying? Why would I be crying?
You tell me.
This is a fun game, Greg. It makes me cheer. It's a fun game. It's a fun game.
Super Mario Bros. And the Lost Levels are so incredibly iconic. The music, the gameplay, the characters, the simplicity of it. This game is without a doubt one of the most defining in our history of gaming. Fun fact, each and every week here on the show, I get tons of comments asking, what game do I grab in the intro for the show? Well, without a doubt, it has to be Mario Brothers. So there you go. You learned more about the show today. The more you show. With that in mind, guys, these games get our completionist rating of Complete It!
Destroy the game with your awesome gaming skills.
That's all the time I have for today, guys, so please, as always, leave a positive or negative comment in the box below. Don't forget, we've got one more week before we determine the winner of the 20,000 subscriber contest, and next week I will announce the brand new 30,000 because today we did hit it, but we're in the middle of a contest. So, yeah, go on Facebook, tweet at me your favorite, on Tumblr, all that stuff. I think right now, it's everyone loves the #1 right now, so unless there's this kind of an underdog feeling, which I do hope for the underdogs in any case. But we're going to keep going another week. Get those votes out there, guys. Now, if you'll excuse me, do the Mario! swing your arms from side to side. We run along to Mario, wrestle some guy inside to side. To the Mario, eat pizza and spaghetti too. That's what the Mario Brothers do. This is the game where people should play.
Come on, it's time
Really
to
stupid.
go.